This is lesson 15, applications and volume. For each figure, list two real-world items that represent the figure. For the cylinder, we can use a pop can. And also a soup can. Let me move this up, sorry guys. There we go. For a cone, we can use a ice cream cone. And a snow cone. Here we can use a basketball. Or a baseball. Next, says Tanya uses cube-shaped beads to make jewelry. Each bead has a cylinder hole through the middle. Find the volume of each bead, round to the nearest tenth. So what we need to do for this volume is take the volume of a cube and subtract the cylinder. So here we have a cube for length times width times height, and we are going to subtract the cylinder, which is pi r squared h. So here we have 12 by 12 by 12, and we are going to subtract 3.14 times 1 squared times the height of 12. Because our radius is half of our diameter, which is 2, so half of 2 is 1. So now 12 times 12 3 times, or 12 to the third power, either one, is 1728. Sorry. Minus 3.14 times 1 times 12. So 1728 minus 3.14 times 12, which is 37.68. So subtracting both of those, we have 1728 minus 37.68, which will give us 1,690.32. Rounding to the nearest tenth, we have 1,690.3 millimeters cubed. Okay. Our next question, we have a metal paperweight in the shape of a cylinder. The paperweight has a height of 1.5 inches and a diameter of 2 inches. How much does the paperweight weigh if 1 cubic inch weighs 1.8 ounces? And again, we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. Well, our volume equals capital BH. So pi r squared h. So here we have 3.14. Again, our diameter is 2 inches. So that is going to be 1 squared. Our height is 1.5 inch. So here we have 3.14 times 1 times 1.5. So multiplying that together, I have 3.14 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1.5, and we have 4.71. and that is cubic inches. But now we have to find out the weight, and our weight is 1 cubic inch weighs 1.8 ounces. So first we have to round it to the nearest tenth of an inch, which is 4.7 inches cubed. So now for each cubic inch, we're going to take the 4.7 and multiply that by 1.8. So the 4.7 multiplied by the 1.8, and we get 8.46 ounces is the weight of the paperweight. Next, we have an above ground pool in the shape of a cylinder. It has a diameter of 18 feet and a height of 4.5 inches or 4.5 feet. If the pool is filled with water to 6 inches from the top of the pool, what is the volume to the nearest cubic foot of water in the pool? Well, the first thing we have to look at, the height is 4.5 feet, and the water is filled to 6 inches from the top. So if it's 4 feet and 6 inches, because 6 inches is half a foot, we have to subtract that 6 inches from the top, which means our height is 4 feet. So now we have our volume, which is capital BH, or pi r square h. So now we've got 3.14. Our radius is going to be 9, which is half of the 18. So 9 squared, and our height is 4. So now we have 3.14 times 81 times 4, which is going to equal, bring our calculator back here. So we have 3.14 multiplied by 81 and then multiplied by 4 is going to give us 1,017.36. Rounding to the nearest cubic foot is 1,017 cubic feet. Now we have a cylinder and a cone that have the same volume. The cylinder has a radius of 2 inches and a height of 3 inches. The cone has a radius of 3 inches. What is the height of the cone? Well, the cylinder we can find, which is capital BH again, which is pi r squared h. We can leave this in terms of pi now because we're going to be using it to help us find the cone. So we have a radius of 2, so pi 2 squared, and a height of 3. So we have pi, let me rewrite this just a little bit. So we have 4 times 3 pi, or 12 pi inches cubed. Well, if they both have the same volume, then what I can do is, here's my formula for the volume of our cone. So it's 1/3 pi r squared h. And if they both have the same volume, then the volume of the cone would be 12 pi. My radius is 3 inches, so I am going to replace that. I'm going to multiply it out. Now that we have all the numbers, I can find h. So by doing so, 9 over 3 is 3 pi h equals 12 pi. If I divide both sides by 3 pi, my 3 pi's cancel here. My pi's cancel. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So my height is 4 inches. And that is my answer. Next, oh, and guess what? That is our lesson for today.